Hi, guys, and welcome to your reading for the day. So, today we're going to go ahead and talk about what we're going to be learning. So, today you are going to be writing your proof paragraph number 2, and you are going to be writing your conclusion of your reading contract. So, we're going to get the whole rough draft finished today, and then that way we're ready to edit next week when we come back to school. At the end of the lesson, you're going to continue to practice your fluency excerpt because remember, we are definitely going to be putting those back on and making the audiobook when we get back to school. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at our learning targets for today. It says, I can write a proof paragraph 2 and conclusion of my reading contract. And then I can fluently read an excerpt of the text aloud for an audiobook. So your proof paragraph 2 is your second reading challenge and the 2 strategies that go with that. So you'll be doing that. And then the conclusion is what we wrap it up in a nice little bow and we make it all kind of come back together to the end where we kind of repeat ourselves a little bit. Okay. So far you should have done your introduction paragraph and your proof 1 paragraph. So you should have 2 paragraphs done on your reading contract. So we're going to continue on with those today. So this is what a proof paragraph looks like. It's all blue. It's the second proof paragraph. Okay, it's the second proof. So it says another significant challenge. So we've already talked about one. So now we're going to talk about the second one. So in this one, it is that I have is punctuating dialogue. I can never remember whether other punctuation, for example, question and exclamation marks, go inside or outside of the quotation marks. To work on this, I will refer to the models in published text when writing so that I can follow the example. So see, we labeled and named the proof, right? What is our challenge. And now we're going to start talking about our 2 strategies, okay? So that I can follow the example. The second strategy, I will also ask peers to specifically focus on checking how I have punctuated dialogue when reading for peer critiques. And then I wrap it all up and I say these strategies will help me punctuate dialogue correctly. So that is our third paragraph that you will be writing today. And then let's go over what it includes. So describe the second challenge. So we have to have our second challenge. Then describe one strategy to overcome that challenge. Then 2, describe another strategy to overcome the challenge. And then explain how both strategies will help overcome the challenge. So that is what needs to be in your proof paragraph number 2. Okay. So then here is our conclusion. Okay, so conclusion. Writing can be challenging, but it is an important skill for communication. I am going to become a better writer by working to make sure my sentences make sense and my punctuation is correct. This will help me both in school and when I have to write emails and notes for my family at home. I will work hard at writing because I have many things I want to communicate with others. So if you can see, it kind of wraps up why that it's challenging, but an important skill, something we wrote in our very first introduction in our topic right here in the red. Okay. Then I'm going to become a better writer by working on my 2 challenges. Okay. These are my 2 challenges, making sure my sentences make sense and to punctuate correctly. And then how is it going to help me both at home and at school? And then how am I going to work hard? Okay. So those are the things that you need to have in your conclusion. So if I'm looking at my conclusion paragraph now, I need to have what? What are the strategies and the challenges and strategies to overcome them? And then so what? Reading is important. So I want to be able to read independently and proficiently. So I have the what and so what. What is the strategies and challenges and so what want to do to make this important, okay? So those are the things you need to include in your conclusion. So remember, at any point, you can rewatch this video and kind of go through the slides again if we are working on how to do this, okay? So now, if I want to go to my proof 2 paragraph, which I should be working on right now, remember, these are the things you need to have in your proof 2 paragraph. In your proof 2 paragraph right now, okay, what I need you to have, you need to get onto your reading contract. So your reading contract will bring you to your Google Classroom. And on your Google Classroom, you're just going to click on your reading contract. Everything you have written on this reading contract will be there. Okay. Now remember, okay, what you can do is you can go back and forth. So you can either see, here's my contract, and then go back to my lesson. And when I go back to my lesson, it has the template there for you. Another significant challenge I have is blank. To work on this, I will blank. I will also blank. These strategies will help me blank. Okay, so the template is already there for you to do. Okay, so you already have it open here. If you need help and if you want to see dual screen, remember that you can minimize this down and you can bring over your dual screen till it gets dual over here somewhere right there. Okay, and then say I want to have my reading challenge over here. Okay, and then I can have my lesson up over here so that I can look at both at the same time. Okay, so I can type this and answer it over here at the same time as I'm looking at it instead of going back and forth. Some of us like to go back and forth. Others like to have it all in one screen. So you can do that with your when you're working on it, okay? So let's go ahead and continue here. There's my proof 2 paragraph, okay? So now here is my conclusion, okay? It's going to be the same thing. Here is your template, okay? All right, so reading can be challenging, but it is a very important skill. I am going to become a better reader by blank and blank. What are you going to put here? Blank and blank. Those are your challenges, right? This is what I'm going to do better, and this is what I'm going to do better. This will help me at home and school when or how. When is it going to help you? What are you going to do? And I will work hard because why? Remember, why? Reading is important because what? Okay, fill in those blanks. Okay, that's what you do. Now, if you can see, I can take this. Okay, I'm going to exit out of full screen. Okay. And I'm going to make this guy go back over here. So now I have it back on double screen so that I can do my, both of my, I can look at my writing and I can be typing at the same exact time. Okay. I can do one or the other. Okay. So that's how you're going to do that today. Okay. And then after you are finished, so I'm going to bring this back over because you need to write that. Now remember, that's automatically going to come to Mrs. Sierra or Mrs. McDowell. It will automatically come to us. You do not need to share it with us. But now you can mark it as done. So when you're in your Google Classroom and you have your contracts up, it will have a done here, mark as done. You click on that mark as done. Now that you are finished with all 4 of your paragraphs, you mark it as done, and then Mrs. Sierra or Mrs. McDowell can grade it and do our teacher editing for you and let you know exactly if you're in the right organization and how we can fix that. Remember, because that is our final copy and our final draft, and revising it is our assessment. So we want to give you the feedback to let you know that you can do that. Okay. So going back to our lesson now. Okay. I'm going to open this back up so you can see it really well. Back to our lesson now that we've done the conclusion. Fluent readers. So you are going to practice your fluency reads. So remember, you are either doing Nazarene Secret School, okay, or you are doing Rain School, okay, and yours is cut at the line So everybody has a part. You're labeled 1 through 11. Okay, so you're going to practice that again today. Remember reading it out loud 3 or 4 times. I know that my friends don't have your whisper phones, but remember if you cup your hands like this over your ear and then attach another one, you can whisper and not have everyone hear you, but it echoes into the phone and back into your ear. So it's like a whisper phone, only it's used with your hands. So it's pretty cool. But make sure that you're reading it smoothly and that you're not reading super, 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 super fast and you're not reading super, super, super slow. You want to make sure that you're reading just right because we're going to practice it a couple times in your whole group when we get back on Monday, but then we're going to start recording it. So we want to practice it and record it and get it right on top. Okay, and we want to be able to do that. So making sure you're looking at these things, making sure you're doing some of these things to make sure that you're fluently reading your passage for the book. Okay. We are not going to do it in book group today just because we are by ourselves. So we will do that on Monday when we come back. Okay. You may use funny voices, but you don't have to. You can just whisper read it into yourself or read it to your pets, your stuffed animals, your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, brother, sister, anybody you want to, trying to get that back together. The reason why we do funny strips is it helps us remember it more and more when we do it funny. So remember, we can sound like we have a mustache because today, as I'm recording it, it is mustache day. So Miss Sierra's got her little mustache, right? Okay, so you can do it like that. You can read it like you are royalty, very noble. You can read it with an accent of some sort. You can read it really high and squeaky. You can read it very low and deep. You can read it any way you want as long as you are fluently doing it. Have fun. Read it 3 or 4 times before you are finished, okay? And then we are going to just continue practicing that. So you go ahead and do that. Good luck on all your lessons, and I will be talking to you shortly.